Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All black everything, thinkers plate. Welcome in. Tell a friend. Come on in, come on in. We're getting it in. Tavistock Institute, we back, getting to the halfway mark. Appreciate you for checking this out. You know, thumbs up like you're hitchhiking, share it like it, subscribe it. Let's get through it. Um, yeah, we right back, man. Right where we left off. Not on the rights of this music, piece of King James Brown. Here we go. And it says, remember the goal of Wells, Russell, Huxley, and Company is the destruction of the sovereign power of the nation state, and with it, the elimination of philosophical, cultural, and religious traditions dating more than 2,500 years. So, what is it that makes an open conspiracy open as it is placed there in plain sight for everyone to see? Larry Hecht explains. He says, quote, what makes the open conspiracy open is not the laying out of some secret master plan, not the revealing of the membership roster of some inner sanctum of rich and powerful, which the typical deluded populace supposes to be the secret power in the world. It is rather the understanding that ideas, philosophy, and culture control history. Say it again. It is rather the understanding that ideas, philosophy, and culture control history. Do your own diligence. What constitutes a conspiracy, for good or evil, is a set of ideas which embody a concept of what it is to be human and a conception of man's role in universal history. End quote. It was H.G. Wells who introduced Huxley to Satanist Aleister Crowley. Crowley was a poster child of the occult that developed in Britain from the 1860s under the influence of Edward Bulwer Lytton, the colon, the colonel, the colonial minister under Lord Palmerston during the Second Opium War. In 1886, Crowley, Williams Butler Yeats, poet and Nobel Prize winner, and several other Bulwer Lytton proteges formed a satanic Isis Urania temple of Hermetic students of the Golden Dawn. This Isis cult was organized around the 1877 manuscript Isis Unveiled by Madame Helena Blavatsky, in which the Russian occultists called for the British aristocracy to organize itself into an Isis priesthood. End quote. Crichton Zokos explains that, quote, among the other initiates in the Children of the Sun were T.S. Eliot, W.H. Auden, Sir Oswald Mosley, and D.H. Lawrence, Huxley's homosexual lover. It was Huxley's furthermore who would launch the legal battle in the 1950s to have Lawrence's pornographic novel Lady Chatterley's Lover allowed into the United States on the ground that it was a misunderstood work of art. Hmm. See the sinister nonsense? Oh, it gets deeper. In Brave New World, Huxley centers on the scientific methodology for keeping all populations outside the elite minority in a permanently autistic like condition actually in love with their servitude. Hmm. Sound like some George Orwell, 1984 too. Speaking at the California Medical School in San Francisco, Huxley announced, quote, there will be in the next generation or so a pharmacological method of making people love their servitude and producing dictatorship without tears, so to speak. Broad plan. Producing a kind of painless concentration camp for entire societies so that people will, in fact, have their liberties taken away from them, but will rather enjoy it because they will be distracted. They will be distracted. They will be distracted from any desire to rebel by propaganda or brainwashing enhanced by pharmacological methods. And this seems to be the final revolution. End quote. To Wells' way of thinking, this wasn't a conspiracy, but rather a one world brain functioning as a police of the mind. In a speech on the U.S. Senate Department's Voice of America in 1961, Huxley spoke of a world of pharmacologically manipulated slaves living in a concentration camp of the mind, enhanced by propaganda and psychotropic drugs, learning to love their servitude and abandoning all will to resist. This, Huxley concluded, is the final revolution. Huxley's cohorts in the 1950s experimentation with psychotropic drugs, Dr. Timothy Leary of Harvard University psychology department, he says, quote, provided another glimpse into the perverted minds of Russell Huxley Frankfurt School crowd in Flashback, his autobiographical account of the Harvard University Psychedelic Drug Project. Leary quoted Huxley, quote, these brain drugs, mass produced in the laboratories, will bring about vast changes in society. You see all these opiates nowadays, huh? You think it's a game? You think it's not happening? Mm. This will happen with or without you or me. All we can do is spread the word. The obstacle to this revolution, Timothy, is the Bible. Leary then added, quote, we had run up against the Judeo-Christian commitment to one God, one religion, one reality that has cursed Europe for centuries and America since our founding days. Drugs that open the mind to manipulate realities inevitably lead to a polytheist, polytheist, polytheistic, view of the universe. We sense that the time for the new humanist religion based on intelligence, good nature pluralism, and scientific paganism had arrived. End quote. There it is. We're gonna leave it right there, man. It's getting real juicy. We gotta chop it up so you can understand where it's going. Do your own diligence. Don't take my word for it. We're just sharing information. We're gonna come right back where we left off right here. Chapter 4, Doors of Perception, the CIA's Psychedelic Revolution. Peace and love. Come back with us. Thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. Share it, like it, subscribe it, hit the notification bell so you know when we're going live. That's it. Peace and love. Let's go. All black everything. Thinkers plight. Thinkers wanted. Big dreams and many streams.